Let us meet our panel. He has two new movies, one called Love Stinks, which opens this August, and Any Given Sunday, which comes out in November. Bill Bellamy, right over here.
Yeah, what's up?
Bill.
Good to see you.
How are you, Billy? Good to see you. He is a cultural critic and the author of Saving Childhood. Mr. Michael Medved is right over here. Michael, how you doing? She's a charming actress, and her new movie, Different, is airing all month on Lifetime. Annabeth Gish, right over here. Hey. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you. And he is one of the most influential forces in hip-hop. He sold over 10 million records, and his new CD is No Limit Top Dog, Snoop Dogg. Good to see you. Okay, well, we did have a very eventful weekend, and one of the things that happened Friday was the Jenny Jones verdict came in. Have you all heard about this? Now, if you don't know what went on in the Jenny Jones case, let me review it. In 1995, they invited a guy, let's call him John. His name was John. On the show, and they told him that a secret guest had a secret to reveal. That's how these shows are. Let's bring him out, find out the secret. Well, the secret was that this person had a crush on John, but it was a gay man named Scott. Okay, so John felt humiliated by this and did the natural thing, shot Scott 3 days later. Now, he has been tried and convicted of this, but that was not enough for the family of Scott, so they have sued Jenny Jones, and the jury said on Friday, you are right, Jenny Jones is responsible. Now, Jenny Jones is a pimp who lives off sleaze and pain. That's okay.
How do you really feel?
But isn't this a case of blaming the pusher?
Absolutely. I mean, I was really, frankly, appalled and sort of shocked at how $25 million just to one show for what I think is a kind of a signal message to all shock shows like this.
Or any show. We could...
No, it's absolutely ridiculous. We could have this here. I mean, there are times when I've been on Politically Incorrect where you feel murderous afterward. But it's up to you to put
you don't
some kind of control.
Him, however.
Absolutely
I would say this would be a bad day to have that feeling.
Right. Yeah. No, look, hey, I respect Mr. Dogg as a defender of Second Amendment rights.
That's very diplomatic, yes.
Bill, I think that it's really important for the producers of these shows to just really think about the guests that they have. I mean, there's a lot of subject matter that I've seen. I'm going, whoa. I mean, we never think about the parking lot or the green room after the show. There's a lot of topics that are really racy and crazy. And I mean, I'm surprised other things haven't happened that we don't know about. I mean, one guy got killed.
But if someone commits a murder, there's one person who's responsible. It's the person who commits the murder. There is an element of choice here. It's not... I mean, basically, they went after Jenny Jones because they went after Warner Brothers. There are deep pockets there.
Well, it didn't happen on the show, though. You know what I'm saying? He didn't kill him on the show. So I feel like, you know, the show ain't responsible. You know what I'm saying? He killed him after the show.
Why would that still... Why would this... Even if he did it right on the set?
If he did it right on the set, then I had to say, well, basically, you know, y'all gonna have to give him some money for that, because, you know, y'all...
Why? Because of what it does for ratings.
I see.
You gotta give it...
Right.
No, you give money because of what it does for ratings? Is that the idea, if that happens on the set?
No, I don't think that should get any money. I don't think Jenny Jones should have to pay, even though I don't agree with what she does.
No, absolutely. The way, if people dislike sleaze TV, and some people do, I mean, one of the things that we ought to do is fix the TV ratings, which make no sense and serve no purpose right now at all. I mean, I'm amazed. Everyone is talking now, as you were saying before, about violence in the media. And we always talk about this. Nothing ever gets done. There's something that could be done right now. And it's simple, and it's direct, and it's obvious, and that is give us a universal ratings system that people can understand. So you don't have different ratings, A, O,
what do you mean
and
universal?
I mean for CDs, for TV, for movies, and for video games that have the same categories that people can understand.
Wow.
Like
That's a little step away from censorship.
No, it's not. It's just giving people information.
Yeah.
But a prescribed set of rules that have to give you view the information through that filter, right?
But I'm not saying the government should enforce it. I'm saying that the industry ought to get together. Right now, the whole purpose of the TV ratings is to hide things. I mean, do you know what TVY is, or TV14, or the difference between TVMA? Nobody knows what this means. Why not give them the same titles that people have gotten used to with movies? PG, PG-13, R, NC-17.
But it's not, no matter how many ratings you slap on anything, it's not going to change people.
Nope.
It's not going to change the culture. It's not going to change what's wrong with the fact that it's not Jenny Jones. She's the, like I say, the pusher. The problem is with trailer trash culture. People who think that a day of fleeting fame going on a show is worth giving up all class and dignity. It's people who these producers come to and say, you have a horrible family secret? Let's do it on the air. And they go, yeah, good idea.
I couldn't agree with you more strongly, but why not at least give parents... Everyone's saying it's up to the parents now, it's up to the parents, and they're right. Why not give parents reasonable information so they can begin to play that role a little bit more effectively?
You mean the parents don't know what Jenny Jones is already?
They're different Jenny Jones. I mean, someday she may do a show on breast cancer, you know, which would be a very different thing. Well, maybe with Jenny Jones it would, but it could be a very different focus.
Don't you think that, though, that when she has guests on for a breast cancer topic, that pretty much everybody knows what the topic to be discussed will be, as opposed to in this situation where this was like, you know, the guests were not even fully informed about what was going to be happening, and that's where I think her responsibility really lies.
But when
they're low-lifes for being there in the first place. They're low-lifes. And you can't legislate away low-lifes, but you can have commercials.
Join us tomorrow when our guests will be Kathy Griffin, Richard Branson, Marcia Clark, and Barbara Olson.
Okay, let's talk about smoking for a minute, because it's actually related to what we were talking about. I was mentioning that we're blaming the pusher. Well, I think we do the same thing with tobacco. I've always defended tobacco companies, not because I think they're good people. They're sleazes like Jenny Jones, but it's what we do. And there is a billboard in L.A. that I saw, just bothers me. It's a picture of Sammy Davis, Jr., and it says, he took our breath away. The tobacco industry took his. As if Sammy Davis, Jr. had no choice.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? That's like saying that that Chinese embassy building in Belgrade, boy, that took our breath away, but then the munitions industry took its breath away. I mean, we bombed. You know, somebody makes a decision. See, I wanted to bring that in. Somebody... Maybe we did bomb. Somebody makes a decision to go ahead and hit the thing, and you could say, okay, there's an addiction. I think we have an administration that's addicted to bombing right now. And that can become an addiction,
well, that's
too,
a different argument that I don't want to get into, but in the parking lot after the show, I'll beat you up. Okay?
Hey, I have...
Snoop's on my side.
I've had one problem with the tobacco industry is that they haven't been honest. I mean, I think they've told us...
They're pushers!
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, if you're going to push, tell everybody what you're pushing, you know.
Is that what pushers do?
But I'm saying, like, I've been familiar with tobacco...
Come on. I mean, when I sell to you, I'm honest. That's an exception. That's not the usual.
I know, but, I mean, when you look at the history of the tobacco industry, I've seen, you know, even with the youth, we think through marketing that smoking is cool. You think that, you know, the whole image is great, but they never tell you how bad it is. Initially, not since the last 5, 10 years.
They've had this Surgeon General's warning on this thing for 35 years.
Who reads the side of the cigarette? They're like, well, all right, give me.
I'm so frustrated that they're using this posthumous image of someone who smoked by choice, and he's dead, and he doesn't have any control over how his image is being used on a propaganda campaign. I mean, I wholly disagree with it. I think it's exploiting who he was.
Yeah, they're just taking advantage of Sammy like, you know, they was doing when he was here, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing new. You know, the whole thing is this, the tobacco industry is the biggest pimp in the game right now. They getting their hustle on. I can't knock their hustle. I'm trying to get my hustle on. And, you know, the thing is this, Sammy Davis Jr. just happened to die of cancer, and you can't really fault them for that because he was buying cigarettes every morning, getting up, undevoted, you know, going to the store, purchasing his cigarettes on his own. Did nobody make him, ain't nobody put no gun to his head and say this.
Right.
But they still wrong for putting his picture and his name on the streets like
let's
that.
be honest, he didn't go to the store himself.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Sammy lived very large, and that was part of it, is that he wanted to live fully and enjoy every minute. And I hate that this country makes the choice for you that longevity is the only good. He lived for 64 years.
Yep.
He lived every... Right.
Yeah, and this is very different. Remember Yul Brynner, before he
yes,
died,
Yul Brynner.
he taped...
I remember the commercial.
He taped some... Now, that's different, because he decided to do
Right.
it. And I think that Annabeth's point is excellent. Yul Brynner said, look, I want to make some statement because I've got lung cancer, and he decided to do it. That's fair enough, but Sammy?
That was his choice, right?
Yeah.
Before, yeah.
And again, if you want to use your example yourself, that's very different from exploiting this guy past the grave.
Well, I wonder how the Marlboro Man feels now that his image has been toyed with right now, because isn't there the billboard on Sunset that now says he's impotent as opposed to a
Cigarette is kind of bent now.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder how he feels.
That's
So
what
he'll
made me
become a
quit. is that I
spokesperson for
read that,
Viagra?
no, that didn't make me impotent, but I read that it was restricted the flow of blood to your penis.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
But it's a personal decision. All right, we got to take another commercial. We'll be right back. Okay, well, today our theme seems to be protecting from our own choices. Now, here's an interesting aspect of it. You know that there's this mail-order bride thing that goes on with mostly Russian women. Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, women over there want to get out because life sucks. Okay, and lots of guys here are lonely, which for them makes life sucky. So they have a catalog, you know, and then you can pick out, you know...
much?
What?
How much?
How much? Yeah, I don't think you'll be needing it. And then you fly to St. Petersburg and you pick up what you chose. And
Wow.
yeah,
Like you're like emailing your girl from Russia. That's cool. All right.
It is. It's a big thing on the internet too, I think.
right, on the internet too,
Yeah.
right. So obviously there are some people who say this is now exploitative and they want it to stop, and they're going to see if they can get legislation to stop this. But you know, why? If people want to do this, marriage doesn't work in this country the way it is very well. Why not?
That's a beautiful thing right there, I say. You know, for those that's single, that's trying to find a relationship and could fly somebody in from a whole nother country that don't have that attitude problem, that
Yep.
everyday thing. You know, you're getting a whole new system. You know, you're getting somebody that want to bring a new type of food to you, a new type of atmosphere. I mean, hey, all the single people out there, I suggest y'all do that.
You know, for millennia, literally, people have had arranged marriages. I mean, it's only
Yes.
recently that we've had this more romantic ideal. I am not sure that you'd find any evidence at all that a marriage that was set up like this would have less of a chance of survival than one of people who happen to meet
Right.
in a bar or on the beach or
There-
wherever.
Well, except I think I've heard a little bit that there's an increase of domestic violence in these type of arranged marriages. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons that some senators are
That's
wanting to
what-
have some
you're
legislation
right.
against
That
it
is-
or to regulate it.
But we already have legislation against domestic violence. I mean,
we already
it's
have
still against
domestic
the law.
violence
Right.
before all these people come. Now stop them from coming over here right now, and I bet you're going to have more domestic violence than ever. They can't blame that on the people that's coming over here in them relationships. That ain't right. Domestic violence been going on before this thing came up.
Right. I mean, there are occasions when somebody feels like, oh, I bought a piece of property. But, I mean, it could happen, like you say, just the other way.
I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but if a guy brings you into the country, he feels you probably owe him a little something.
Hey,
He's like, your ass was in Russia yesterday. I need something to eat.
my question is that where the mail order husbands?
Oh, see, I knew you were going to go.
Come on.
Oh, I knew that was coming. I saw it coming.
I have the answer for you. They are in Alaska. I'm not kidding. There are guys in Alaska who did the same thing. They have a catalog because they're up there, I guess, working on oil rigs or something. They're out in the tundra. They're very lonely.
They're going to stay lonely because it's too cold.
Yeah.
It's too cold.
So, yeah.
Except they want the women to come to them, right? They don't necessarily want to, well...
Right.
You know, Alaska to Russia, it's just across the Bering Straits,
Right.
you know. I mean, when people walk across, you know, they ought to get together. It's a supply and demand.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah.
Direct link.
Well, if those Russian women got a load of that thing that you're wearing there,
You think they like that?
yes. Okay, we got to take a break.
Area and would like free tickets to Politically Incorrect, call 323-575-4321.
Okay, we got a couple of minutes. I thought since our favorite movie critic is here, our resident movie critic here at PI, we would ask about Star Wars because, you know, it's coming out. When does it come out?
It's coming out the 19th of May. Big
Really?
day. Yeah.
I know people...
A little bit of enthusiasm here. I
have to say, I never got the whole Star Wars thing.
Me either.
It's like...
I was never really into it like crazy, like, you know, like I'm not...
You know, I got it more seeing it when they redid it. Because it just plays, and when you see 1, 2, 3 right in a row, it plays wonderfully. And part of the joy of it is it's a kind of thing, you know, I actually look forward to seeing this new one with my kids. Because...
Well, that's the thing. The reviews now that people have seen from screenings, these baby boomers are all saying that it's too kid-friendly. It's too much for the kids.
Compares to the first 1, 2, 3, they weren't friendly for kids. They were rated PG. Kids loved them. That's part of the joy of this.
But the
That's
adults are
part of the
feeling
joy.
duped out of,
Well, I think because the adults haven't grown up because they're still Star Wars geeks.
Right.
And they're mad that they didn't make a movie that would
Right.
appeal to a 40-year-old fat guy on the internet.
Yeah, but see, part of the fun of Star Wars is sitting in the dark for 2 hours and pretending like you're a kid again and feeling like a kid again and feeling that surge of innocence and wonder. What's wrong with that?
It doesn't entertain me.
Well, they didn't
what's
make the
for
movie.
me.
They didn't make the movie for you. You probably
Right.
rooted for Darth Vader. You know, I mean,
And your point is?
he was a smug guy too. He was.
Oh, please, I'm not smug. Listen, I wanted to say hello to our friends watching us in Cleveland on WEWS. We're on earlier now, and I know I feel fresher. Thank you, Cleveland. Tomorrow we have Kathy Griffin, Richard Branson, wow, Marcia Clark, and Barbara Olson. That should be a barn burner, huh? Marcia Clark. I wonder what her feeling is on the Jenny Jones. We should ask her that, because I know she's had some experience with juries.
Yeah, just a little.
Bad experience.